Welcome, dear friends, to this sacred space where faith and hope intertwine, creating a tapestry of belief that resonates deeply within each of us. Have you ever faced a moment when the world seemed to close in around you, when shadows loomed large and despair whispered sweet nothings in your ear? In those moments, the realization dawns that we are not alone. For those who trust in God, a beacon of light shines even during the darkest night. It is said that for God, nothing is impossible. A promise that invites us to surrender our burdens, embrace our trials, and accept guidance from a divine source that never wavers. So open your heart as we embark on this journey of hope, resilience, and unwavering faith. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on the power of belief. Believing in something greater than ourselves, whether it's God, the universe, or the profound connection we have with one another, transform our lives in ways we can barely fathom. Imagine for a moment the countless stories throughout history where faith moved mountains, healed the sick, or inspired the hopeless. These aren't mere tales. They are testaments to God's boundless love and mercy. Belief nourishes our spirits, filling the void when reality seems insurmountable. Have you ever witnessed a miracle in your life? Maybe it was a moment of unexpected support or a newfound strength in adversity. Each small miracle is an invitation to strengthen our trust in a divine presence that guides us. We often carry burdens that feel far heavier than our souls can bear. It's in those moments of struggle when sorrow grips us like an unyielding vice that we must remember we are not meant to carry these weights alone. God invites us to release our burdens into His capable hands, to surrender our fears and doubts. Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff, your fears crashing like waves against the rocks below. You know you need to leap, but the fear of the unknown paralyzes you. In that moment, remember that God awaits on the other side, ready to catch you and show you the beauty of trust. When we relinquish control, we open ourselves to the incredible plans God has in store for us, plans that often exceed our wildest dreams. Life is a journey filled with twists and turns, some that lead us closer to our dreams and others that seem to stray us from our paths. But each obstacle we face is a lesson in disguise, each setback a chance to reevaluate and grow. Think of the great figures in history whose triumphs were forged through trials. People like Nelson Mandela or Malala Yousafzai. Their stories remind us that perseverance fueled by faith can transform seemingly impossible situations into extraordinary achievement. We, too, are called to embrace this journey with courage, drawing from the strength that comes from our belief in God. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a testament to our resilience and our desire to rise above the chaos. The beauty of faith lies in its unpredictability. Often we find ourselves caught in the web of uncertainty, questioning why things unfold the way they do. But what if we were to see our lives as a vast tapestry woven with threads of purpose, love, and divine guidance? Each thread represents our experiences, joys, heartaches, lessons learned, and triumphs. It's only when we take a step back that we can see the bigger picture, realizing that every event in our lives contributes to the remarkable masterpiece that is our journey. Trusting God means acknowledging that we are part of something greater, a divine orchestration where every note plays a role in the symphony of life. In this journey, our faith acts as the lens through which we view the beauty and significance of our existence. We often hear that we are stronger together, and this sentiment rings true in our spiritual journeys as well. Surrounding ourselves with a community of believers can provide the support and encouragement we need to navigate life's challenges. In moments of doubt or struggle, it is the loving voices of friends or family that can remind us of God's promises and our own strength. Picture a candlelight vigil, each flickering flame representing a story of hope, resilience, and faith. Together, these lights cast away darkness, illuminating paths that felt hopelessly lost. Let us be those candles for one another, igniting the fire of belief, bringing warmth to cold hearts, and lighting the way for those who feel adrift. Have you ever found yourself on a detour, a path that seems entirely wrong compared to your carefully laid plans? It can feel frustrating, disheartening, and even unjust when we find our lives veering off course. Yet, upon reflection, we often discover that the most beautiful moments arise from these uncharted territories. God is a master navigator, and though our human eyes may only see chaos, his vision encompasses a greater purpose. Each detour brings us closer to the lessons we need to learn, the people we are meant to meet, and the experiences that shape us. Embracing the detours with an open heart allows us to experience the richness of life, leading us to places we would never have ventured on our own. In our most vulnerable moments, prayer becomes a lifeline, a direct line to God that transcends language and understanding. It is in prayer that we lay bare our hearts, voicing both our deepest fears and our grandest dreams. Think of prayer as a bridge between our present struggles and future victories. Each time we turn to prayer, we're reminded that we are heard, that our desires and pains matter. Imagine pouring your heart out to God, feeling a warmth envelop you as if divine arms are wrapping around you, assuring you of his presence. Through prayer, we align our intentions with God's will, forging an unbreakable connection that guides us when we stand on the precipice of impossibility. We all face giants in our lives, whether they take the form of fear, anxiety, doubt, or even circumstances that seem insurmountable. But just as David faced Goliath with nothing but a slingshot and unwavering faith, we too can confront our giants with courage. It's a reminder that size doesn't matter when it comes to faith. When we place our trust in God, our giants can shrink in size, proportions that fade against the backdrop of divine strength. This moment is not merely about confronting what looms large in our lives, but about acknowledging that with God, we can emerge victorious over the battles we face. We are given the strength to prevail, not because of our own prowess, but because of the unwavering support that resources the heart of our journey. There are days when despair can feel overwhelmingly dark, when hope seems but a flicker in the distance. Yet, it's during these times that we must cling to the promise that morning always follows night. The light at the end of the tunnel is not a mere figment of our imagination. It is God's assurance that our trials have purpose. Each challenge prepares us for the blessings awaiting us, refining our spirits and deepening our faith. Picture yourself walking through a dark tunnel. Each step forward is a decision to choose hope over despair. With every heartbeat, you draw closer to that light, the realization settling in that it has been there all along, waiting patiently for you to reach it. Change is an inevitable part of life, a dance that can often spark anxiety within us. Yet it's in embracing change that we find growth and renewal. God calls us to step into the unknown with open arms, guiding us through the transitions and transformations that ultimately lead to fulfillment. Just as a caterpillar must journey through a transformative process to become a butterfly, we too must trust in the beauty that manifests from moments of change. Are you resisting change in your life? Surrender to that process, trusting that God is intricately involved, gently pulling you toward a more profound purpose. The road may feel unfamiliar, but it's paved with hope, growth, and the promise of resurrection. Throughout history, God has made promises to his people, promises of hope, restoration, and divine presence. Standing on these promises empowers us to face our fears and challenges with unwavering conviction. Imagine a mighty fortress where each wall is constructed from a promise, unshakable and steadfast, providing shelter against the storms of life. When we familiarize ourselves with these promises, those words of truth found in Scripture or whispered into our hearts, we equip ourselves with the armor needed to navigate life's tumultuous waters. Each promise serves as a reminder that we are not just on a journey. We are walking hand in hand with a faithful God who never abandons us. In the midst of trials, it's easy to overlook the blessings we hold. But cultivating a heart of gratitude transforms our perspective. Each act of thanksgiving opens our eyes to the beauty surrounding us. Remember the moments that brought you joy, the laughter shared, the lessons learned, or the kindness of a stranger. Gratitude anchors our souls in moments of uncertainty, serving as a beacon guiding us toward hope. It reminds us that even in the darkest hours, blessings abound, waiting to be acknowledged. As we begin to express our thankfulness, we align our spirits with God's presence, shifting our focus from what we lack to the abundance we are gifted. Unforgiveness can feel like a heavy chain binding us to past hurts and grievances, yet God calls us to let go, to extend grace not just to others but to ourselves as well. The act of forgiving is transformative. It unshackles us from the weight of anger and resentment, creating space for healing and growth. Forgiveness is not an invitation to forget, but rather a journey toward freedom. Picture a tree whose bark has been scarred, yet despite its wounds, it continues to grow unfettered toward the sun. In forgiving, we allow ourselves to bloom into a healthier version of ourselves, unburdened by the past. Trust in God's guidance as you embrace this journey, knowing that His hand is with you every step of the way. As we traverse life's unpredictable landscape, faith acts as our lifeline, guiding us through uncertain waters. Think of faith as a compass, constantly showing us which direction to take when we find ourselves lost in a storm. It's not always easy to trust. The waves can crash and the winds may howl, creating chaos around us. Yet it is precisely in those moments when we must anchor ourselves to faith, believing that God is steering the ship. Even when visibility is poor, keep your heart open and receptive to guidance. Trust that the journey you are on is designed with purpose, leading you toward the shore where calm waters await. True fulfillment often lies in service to others. When we open our hearts to the needs of those around us, we step into the flow of compassion and grace that God extends through us. Serving allows us to connect profoundly with the shared human experience, creating bonds that enrich both our own lives and those we serve. It is often said that the most profound joy is found in giving, and through acts of kindness, we weave a tapestry of love that reflects the heart of God. Could you imagine the ripple effect of one small act of kindness? As you serve, you might just find that God's love flows through you, touching the hearts of those around you, reminding everyone involved that we are never alone. In our lives, faith and doubt often engage in a delicate dance. Doubt can feel like a heavy fog casting shadows over our beliefs and causing us to question everything we once held dear. Yet, it's essential to recognize that doubt doesn't negate our faith. It can be a catalyst for deeper understanding. Imagine standing in a field, the sun shining bright above you while a gentle mist envelops your surroundings. The sun represents your faith, radiant and full of warmth, while the mist symbolizes your doubts. It's in navigating this tension that we find clarity and strength, learning that it's okay to wrestle with our thoughts and emotions. Each question opens the door to deeper truths and profound revelations about God's character and His unwavering love. The unknown can feel intimidating, but it is also where miracles often begin. When we step into the unfamiliar with faith as our guide, we open ourselves to awe-inspiring possibilities. Each moment of uncertainty is an invitation to trust, to believe that God has something beautiful awaiting us. Life is rich with stories of those who took courageous leaps into the unknown, only to discover blessings far beyond their expectations. Picture yourself at the edge of a vast horizon, the sun rising on the unseen adventures ahead. Take that leap of faith, trusting that God is with you in the unknown, illuminating your path with His boundless love and wisdom. Often our dreams feel like distant stars, shimmering and out of reach, yet they are part of God's intricate plan for our lives. Each dream we hold within us serves a purpose, igniting our passions and compelling us to seek fulfillment. As we navigate life's journey, it's vital to recognize the divine whispers that guide us towards our true calling. Imagine your dreams as seeds planted in fertile soil, waiting for the nurturing touch of faith and perseverance to help them bloom. Those dreams are not mere fantasies. They are God's invitation to explore the potential within us. When we actively engage with our aspirations, believing firmly in their possibility, we allow God to breathe life into them, transforming them from mere visions into tangible realities. Fear is a natural part of the human experience. It often lurks in the shadowy corners of our minds, whispering false narratives that keep us from stepping into our true selves. However, it is crucial to remember that fear is not from God. In moments of trepidation, ignite your faith like a flame, illuminating the darkness that fear tries to cast over your spirit. When faced with insecurity, visualize wrapping your fears in a cocoon of God's love, allowing Him to purify them. With faith as your armor, march boldly into the spaces that frighten you, seeing them not as barriers but as opportunities for growth and transformation. Each time you confront your fears, you dismantle their hold on your life, paving the way for courage to flourish. In the busy cacophony of daily life, it's easy to overlook the art of listening, especially when it comes to God's voice. Learning to quiet our minds and hearts, creating space for divine guidance, can open doors we never knew existed. Think of listening as a spiritual practice, an invitation to attune your heart to God's gentle whispers. When we sit in silence seeking divine counsel, we often find clarity and direction that eluded us in the noise of everyday life. The answer lies not just in our spoken prayers, but in the stillness that follows. Embrace these sacred moments to reconnect with your heart's desires, allowing God to speak into your life in profound and unexpected ways. Life is a tapestry of experiences, some joyful, others painful. The process of healing, whether emotional, spiritual, physical, is often a journey requiring patience and grace. In these times of struggle, it's essential to turn to God, who promises to restore our brokenness. Envision healing as a beautiful dance between sorrow and joy, where each step forward is met with compassion and understanding. God's healing touch comes gently, inviting us to embrace our pain so that it may transform into wisdom and strength. Trust in the journey, recognizing that healing takes time and that God's presence is with you through each season. In surrendering our wounds to Him, we find the courage to rise, to rebuild, and to emerge stronger than before. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to become disconnected from the present moment. Yet, it is in the present that we encounter the sacred. Each moment is a gift from God, brimming with opportunities for connection, love, and growth. Practice being fully present in your life. Engage your senses, savor the taste of a meal, immerse yourself in conversations, and delight in nature's beauty. This awareness allows us to witness the miracles unfolding around us daily. Embracing presence helps us cultivate gratitude. It reminds us of the abundance that exists here and now. In the quietude of the present, God's love resounds loudly, encouraging us to cherish each heartbeat and each fleeting moment as a divine encounter. Vulnerability is often perceived as a weakness, yet it is one of the truest forms of strength. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we create space for authentic connections, deeper faith, and miraculous transformations. Think of vulnerability as a flower that blossoms when nurtured by trust and love, revealing the beauty of our authentic selves. Just as Christ displayed vulnerability on the cross, we too are called to embrace our true emotions, allowing others to see us in our rawest form. In this space, we create community, encouraging one another to rise above shame and fear. The beauty of sharing our struggles is that it becomes a powerful testimony to God's grace and an invitation for others to join us on this journey of faith. Laying a strong foundation for our faith is essential for weathering life's storms. Just like a house built on solid ground withstands the fiercest of gales, a faith rooted in truth can anchor us when uncertainty arises. studying scripture, engaging in community worship, and reflecting on God's goodness serve as the bedrock of our spiritual lives. Each verse becomes a stone, reinforcing the structure of our belief. Reflect on your spiritual journey. What foundational experiences shaped your faith? Revisit those moments in prayer and let them remind you that you've weathered storms before and emerged stronger. As you reinforce your foundation, you will find confidence even amidst uncertainty, knowing that your faith, built on steadfast truths, will never falter. In a world that craves instant gratification, cultivating patience is a true act of faith. God's timing is often different from our expectations, and waiting can feel like a test of will. However, patience is a gift designed to enrich our journey, teaching us to trust in the divine unfolding of our lives. Every moment spent waiting is an opportunity for growth, refinement, and clarity. Imagine each day as a step along a winding path. Even when the destination feels distant, every step prepares you, physically, emotionally, spiritually, for what lies ahead. As you practice patience, surrender your timeline to God. This act of relinquishment allows you to embrace the journey, finding joy in the process rather than fixating solely on the end goal. Every new day is a canvas waiting for the brushstrokes of our intentions. Embrace the power of new beginnings, where every dawn provides an opportunity to start afresh, to rewrite your narrative. God invites us to shed the burdens of yesterday, allowing us to dance freely into the future. As you rise each morning, fill your heart with hope, embracing the promise that today is full of possibility. Consider rituals that signal new beginnings. Journaling your hopes, setting intentions, or even saying a prayer of gratitude as you greet the morning. Celebrating new beginnings allows us to realign with our purpose, and remember that with God, every ending is simply a prelude to joyful new chapters yet to unfold. As we conclude this exploration of faith, hope, and the power of trusting in God's promises, remember that this journey doesn't end here. Each moment is an opportunity for growth, healing, and deeper connection with the divine. Life's challenges may ebb and flow, but the truth remains. For God, nothing is impossible. Keep your heart open, your spirit resilient, and your faith unwavering. Together we can support one another, share our stories, and illuminate each other's paths. Continually seek God's guidance. Every step taken in faith draws you closer to the incredible life He has destined for you. Until we meet again, may you walk boldly in faith, overwhelmed by His love and guided by His love. Thank you for joining me on this journey, for your spirit ignites hope in others, and together we can celebrate the miraculous ways God is at work in our lives.